Y'all, according to Shamia, Drew is the person who is most likely to not return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta next season. Yes, y'all. Yes, she answered the question. So here's the thing, y'all. When you are doing these types of interviews, Shamia did an interview on the After the Edit podcast. When you guys are doing these interviews, the interviewer is going to ask you some questions that I feel like oftentimes are tricky that you're really actually not supposed to answer, or at least I would advise not to answer if I was your PR person. But since I'm not, Shamia did it. Shamia went there. When asked during a lightning round about her fellow housewives, one of the people that was named, well, the person that was named, when asked who won't be holding a peach next season or who most likely won't be holding a peach next season, and she said Drew. Now, here's the thing, whether or not you know this to be true or you think it to be true, it is definitely a trick question that you probably shouldn't answer. At least I wouldn't, okay? Especially given that I just gotten a peach last season, right? And on paper, Shamia fits the housewives mold down to a T. She's wealthy, she is married, she is, she has the kids, the family, she has the access. And so on paper, she's a great housewife, but I just don't know that answering that question is going to win her any fans. But listen, maybe that's not her point at this stage. Maybe she's just over everything. So I'd implore you to watch the entire interview. It will be in the description of this video, but let's continue on. When asked who she feels like is just there for the check, she says Phaedra Parks. Now, I kind of think that this is a little bit true, but Phaedra just likes to work. Phaedra likes to have the jobs, and Phaedra wants the cash, the money, the cream, get the cream, get the cream, get the dollar bill, y'all. And why not, right? Like I said before, we all want to check. We all want to get paid. Pay me, pay me, pay me. Okay. So I'm not mad at that. Phaedra likes to keep them jobs. All right. So when asked about who's the most calculated, then she says Porsha. The most calculated behind the scenes, Shamia says Porsha. Now, this is interesting to me because we haven't really heard that much from Porsha about Shamia this season. Even when asked by Giselle, she kind of really doesn't really answer, right? We pretty much know how Porsha feels about somebody. When she doesn't like them, she just kind of ignores them. And I think if that is considered calculated, then Porsha has been in this game for almost like since season 5 at this point. So she knows the game. Don't give any oxygen to the fire. And that's how you put out a fire. Don't give any oxygen to your enemy, period. Also, I think that what Porsha did in this previous episode was basically her exhibiting, like, you know what? I'm not going to be a part of any conversations about my former best friend and her marriage. I'm just not going to do it. And I kind of respect her for that because whether or not she's said things about Gerald to Shamia via text message, they're not made public. So I just feel like there's a little bit of respect there that I would just, I kind of want Shamia to, I don't want her to silence herself and her emotions, but I just do want her to, if she's saying all of this, just be able to stand 10 toes down on it because they're going to get you at the reunion. They're going to definitely come for you. All right. So the person that she says has the most rehearsed reads is, of course, Angela, because Angela is the shade master on this show. So obviously they're at odds with each other. So this one makes sense. This one tracks. The person who is jealous of her life the most, she doesn't really answer, but she does kind of say or indicate that there are multiple people who might be jealous of her life. And listen, I mean, I would also too like to not have to work if I didn't have to. So am I jealous? I don't know if I got the spirit of jealousy on me on that one, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like, it's not a bad lifestyle to live. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, when asked, this is the pivotal one. When asked who she thinks is going to be who is the cast member most likely to end up in divorce, she declines to answer. Now, this is the one I feel like you definitely don't want to provide any answer for, and you don't want to get yourself in trouble because I feel like that is probably one of the worst ones to answer. And I mean, like Darren, Chris, like that. I mean, listen, that's I think that's the interviewer's name. That round was definitely Shamesi. Okay, it was definitely Shamesi for those questions. But I also feel like, Shamia, you've also either, like I said, if you're gonna stand 10 toes down on this, all right, cool. But you got to be able to stand 10 toes down on it come reunion, babes, because they're gonna get you. Okay. They're gonna get you. They're gonna be at the girls. They're gonna be plotting on you harder than they was allegedly plotting on K. Michelle. All right. Anyway, y'all, that's the clip for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you in the next video.